the Tweeterhead Superman Maquette 1/6 scale statue. Let's open this bad boy up. Hello YouTube, Axiomat here once again, and we are going to unbox the Superman Maquette statue 1/6 scale by Tweeterhead. Technically, this is a re-unboxing because this statue has already been on display in my office, in my collection. But what I wanted to do is do a re-unboxing of my entire Justice League line by Tweeterhead because one, they're awesome. Two, I wanted to talk about a little bit of the differences between a regular statue and a maquette. You know, what's the difference? But also just wanted to show you all what the box looks like when you unpack it, what it looks like, the packaging, the paper, the whole nine. So let's get into it. As you guys can see, there is a Fortress of Solitude design to it, but we're going to get into the close-ups here in a little bit. Let's go ahead and get it unboxed. What better statue to start off with this series of videos of me repackaging and then re-unboxing the Justice League line by Tweeterhead than to start off with Superman, especially since the trailer just came out. We're all excited about James Gunn. Well, for the most part, most of us are excited. But Superman, of course, let's start off with Superman. First things first, a maquette. I mentioned this earlier. What's the difference between a maquette and a statue? They are technically the same thing, but what a maquette has that's different from your standard statue is that it has a dynamic base to it, meaning that it's not just the flat surface and then it shows the character, although those are also awesome. This incorporates the base into the character itself. So in this case, as you can probably already see, this Superman statue has a Fortress of Solitude base to it, dynamic base. And that's what we're going to check out. The artwork is already telling. Pretty simple. It's got the Superman. Let me go ahead and turn this way. As you can see, you got the Superman maquette. You got that Richard Donner Superman kind of writing there with the yellows and the reds. But let's go ahead and open this up. All right. So, since it's a re-unboxing, I have to make sure that I get every angle here. So, I mean, not much to see here, right? It's a styrofoam box. So let's go ahead and take this out. I need to get me a different Axiomat attire because with the lighting and everything in here, man, this jersey gets hot. Whew, already sweating. All right, so there we go. So this one, okay, so this one does actually indicate, one thing you'll notice is that some of the statues actually tell you which side is the bottom and which side is the top, so that you open it accordingly. Now, as you can tell from the video, there is tape that would have gone along the side of this, which I've already cut. You know, if I needed to, cut it again. Don't need to. So this is the bottom. Let me go ahead and flip this over so you guys can see. I don't know if the camera will catch that part of it. It says it right there. So that indicates that it's the bottom. So you definitely want to flip this over. And of course, I'm being extra careful because the tape has already been cut. As I said, this has already been on display. And now you have the part that says top. So it tells you right there. But not all of them have that, which is weird. But let's go ahead and crack this open. See? So that's what it looks like on the inside. But let's look at what it really looks like on the inside. All right, so once you open this up, of course, it's got the mold to make sure that everything is held securely inside so that nothing breaks. It's got these nice little silica gels that a lot of these statues come with. So let's go ahead and grab the first piece. Now this is the dynamic base that I was referring to. Now it's covered in this type of kind of wax paper, I guess. Okay, just to protect it. But this is what the base looks like. So it is the Fortress of Solitude base. And you can kind of see where Superman will key in. There is a kind of hole right there, if you can see that. And the bottom, of course, tells you exactly who this is. So that's the bottom of the base. Superman Maquette, 1,633 out of 2,500 by Tweeterhead. So let's go ahead and put this one down here. All right. Now this statue actually comes with two portraits. So here's the first one. This is your standard portrait. This is Kal-El with that nice curl, Superman curl. So classic. But then you also have a switch out. So this particular statue includes a switch out. And here is Superman with that long hair. You know, if you want that those extra locks, well, there you go. You can have them with long hair. You can have them with short hair. Me, I am actually going to have the short hair version. Just my preference. And then we have Superman himself. So I do want to point out that he is just one piece. So you don't have to actually attach his hands. A lot of times, some of these statues have magnetized hands, magnetized this and that. But for the most part, this is all just one sculpted piece. I love a sculpted cape. I hate having to pose the capes when they come mixed media, is what it's called. But I love it when it's already sculpted because it's just so much easier. And I just love the way that the designers always just sculpt it. So it already has that dynamic kind of flowing in the wind type of deal. But it's just one piece here. All right, so let's go ahead and grab the center base. Put there, and here we have the opening where Superman will key in. You'll notice he has that piece there, right here, that will key into that slot. So as you're trying to put them in, just have to find the proper slot and just be careful. Pretty easy. There it is. Gives them a nice floating effect, and I will do close-ups. Here's the pose that I plan to display him. I have displayed him. And of course you have the alternate head. There you go. Yep. So let's go ahead and do some close-ups. Okay, so here are the close-ups. That portrait is looking fire. That curly Q, the iconic Superman curly Q. The portrait is looking very solid on this one. I like the details in the hair, the way it's combed back. I mean, look at the ear, for crying out loud. Wow. Yep. So the portrait. Oh, look at that. Look at the hair. And there's hints of blue in there because it's black hair. So, so that's kind of one of those things that's always trends with black hair. Add a little bit of a blue for some color, some highlight. And very classic Superman. I like the fact that the emblem is raised up from the suit, but then you also have these lines that kind of accentuate the suit. The muscles, I always love the fact that you can tell that it's fabric, that something's covering the body, the anatomy, as opposed to just being spray painted on. So I like the fact that there's a little bit of folds here that go along the torso, along with the biceps. Nice touch. You see right here along these areas. Very, very nice touch. Definitely digging that. The flowing cape, big fan. And of course, you have the Superman logo, the House of El right on the cape. And there is a texture to it. So it's not just flat, but there is a little bit of texture to that. So it does stick out a little bit. Nice touch there. And as I mentioned before, the dynamic bass, Fortress of Solitude. Pretty simple bass though, but still, it does capture the essence of Superman in my opinion. I mean, the Fortress of Solitude. It's a staple of the character. And it does give him a nice flying effect. Another nice touch. Overall, this is the Man of Steel. One thing I wanted to point out is the cape, not just because it's sculpted and all the things that I've already mentioned that I really like about it, is that it's a certain length. So one of my biggest pet peeves with Superman when it comes to cinema is that he's not Batman. And although that should be an obvious statement, a lot of times the cape in a television or cinematic version, the cape is dragging on the ground. It's not supposed to be. The cape should go at most right by his ankles. Superman's cape is very iconic and very, what's the word for it? It shouldn't be a Batman cape, is what I'm getting at. I'm a huge stickler for that. When Zack Snyder's Superman Man of Steel came out, that was one of the things that just, it gnawed at me every single time I saw it, because you can clearly see how it was dragging on the floor. You saw the, kind of like dirt on the bottom. Yeah, see, Superman's cape should never drag like that. He's not Batman. So digging the cape because it is very accurate as I prefer the cape to be. So let's go ahead and change out the head, the sculpt here. All right. As you guys can tell, there's a magnet. You guys can actually tell there. So the magnet just makes it pop right into place. So that's the other version of Kal-El, Superman. So if you wanted to have those Gaston from Beauty and the Beast locks, he's giving out those vibes, at least to me. Not a bad sculpt, actually. Personally, I like the classic curly cube, but I can see why some fans would be a fan of this one. I like the fact that they give you the option. So good for you, Tweeterhead. You guys always kill it. Always kill it. But love the pose. Just very strong, imposing, hopeful Superman. Although, honestly, for all my talk of Superman should be a symbol of hope, a symbol of brightness, they did give him quite a stern look. That's okay, because this is part of the Justice League line, so he has to look stern. You know, he has to have that attitude, because if he doesn't, well, then Batman's just gonna, make him look bad like he always does. That's a little jab at you, Superman. Okay, so we're gonna get some measurements on this. So let's see. So from the bottom of the base to the top, you have it's about 21 just below 21 inches, all the way to the top. Now the cape does span. It does span. I just had a. Oh man, I'm totally messing this up. I need to practice this one. About 12 inches. So depending on how you want to display it, it's about 12 inches. The way it flaps out, I guess, if you will. And the base itself is, I say, yeah, just about 7.5 inches, 7.5 inches from base to base. I mean, I would say it depends on how you display it, but I mean, why would you display it, like any other ways than just facing forward? Well, that's for you to decide. But there it is. That's the just about 21 and a half, 21 and a quarter, just about. That's the measurement for display purposes. But that's it for this video. Unboxing, re-unboxing of the Superman Maquette. More to come. I do have the entire Justice League line, so I will be doing re-unboxing videos of that by Tweeterhead because I love that company. You guys are awesome. But as always, collect what you love what you collect. I'll see you guys in the next one.